Okay, Ken, so can you tell me a bit about the work that you've been doing for this exhibition?
Well, it's based on hair, and I wanted scale. I made a smaller piece a few years ago, but I wanted to up the scale to increase the importance of hair in everyday life. You know, some people spend a fortune having hair put in places that it has stopped growing, and other people spend a small fortune having it taken away from other areas, so that's quite interesting to me. This piece comprises of 190 individual hair strands or rods. They take about 3 to 3.5 hours each to make. They start off with using fencing wire, which is quite strong. That's taped together. Then I use a bit of rubberized garden wire, and then to add bulk I cut up curtains into 1¼ inch strips and wrap it round. That adds bulk. And on top of that is ordinary green garden wire, which is wound all the way down, which is quite laborious because half of each one has to be done by hand, and then the rod is put into a drill and I do the rest, so it's a bit faster. But it's quite addictive, but it is very time consuming. Well, I like the multiple. I think the multiple, you know, it's like Andy Warhol and his soup cans. You know, one says something, half a dozen says something else, and 100 says something else. It's so that comes into it, but it is. Yes, it does become quite, you know, all sorts of things go through my mind when I'm making them, you know. and so I'm going to carry on making them. So I'd like the piece to be much bigger. Ideally, I'd like a room full of them, but I've already knackered one drill, so I don't know if it's going to happen.